What's going? There we go. And we're live, I think. Double checking. Welcome 3D Printing Sunday, STL Sunday, whatever you would like to call this series that I change the name of every week. The point of what we're doing today is we're going to go through 3D modeling up something. I don't know 100% what we're going to do yet today. We might throw out a couple of options, or we might do a viewer suggestion. We'll see. So we're going to be using Fusion 360, which is what we use every time. It's a program that you can download for free. You can get a personal license. It's not the easiest thing. You kind of have to jump through some hoops and navigate their very confusing website. But that is the point of what we're doing. Most of what we design in this series is done for the purposes of 3D printing, which doesn't necessarily change a lot of how we model, but some things we take into consideration to try and make it a little bit easier. So anyway, looks like we are live. People are checking in. I appreciate that. Today we were doing some no prep racing in Antioch, California. I went down there to film, and I forgot all of the batteries to my cameras here on my workbench. So I didn't get as much filming in, so I decided I wasn't going to film at all and just hung out. So there we go. Anyway, we're going to jump over into our Fusion view space. So this is what your Fusion screen will look like. Like I said, we have not decided 100% what to draw. I was thinking, for some reason, I had thought a big wheel, because I don't know why. That's an option. Otherwise, let's go with, you know what? I'm going to let you guys throw in some suggestions for anybody who Video makes some interesting posts on Instagram almost before every live stream, and I always get a kick out of them. And today he made a joke before this live stream about a foot pedal gas pedal. So while people post some suggestions, I'm going to draw a ridiculous foot pedal footy gas pedal. What do they call these things? What foot do you use? This one. I was trying to. Which foot do you use the gas on? I don't remember. How was it? I don't really remember what a footy gas pedal. No, they looked a little different than I remember. So they actually had like more toe shape, didn't they? We're going to delete that. So did you just get back? Yes, I did just get back from the drag race. It wasn't too far of a drive, but I'm saving an image. At least I think I am. Alt print screen. It was good. The racing itself was good. Sorry. It's one of those websites that wouldn't actually save the image. So I have to do it don't save, paste, file, save as, foot. So yeah, it was still not bad. I'm going to delete that. We're starting over with this one. Insert canvas from computer. And so let's just do this for we're going to make this as a scale accessory for your truck. How tall do we want to scale gas pedal? Like 13 millimeters. So we're going to go from bottom to top, call it 13. Then we're going to do a sketch. There we go. That's reversed though. That is true. Why is it the... Well, that doesn't matter because we can, we don't have to mirror the image. We can mirror the model. See? Doesn't even matter. So we're going to do some arcs, 3-point arcs, and we're just going to kind of estimate some things. We don't have to get crazy. We just have to get close. Ooh, that one was not very close. That's okay. I'm just doing a rough outline. And then rather than going through and worrying about a bunch of tangent constraints that would move all this stuff around, I'm going to cheat a little bit. When we get to the solid part. So we're just going to make this as like a super simple drop-in type item. I guess we could technically make it a set of 3 petals or just even 2 petals. Maybe we'll do it as 2 petals so that it's not, I mean, I think you'd still get scale points for just 1 even. So why go all out for 3? Make you guys make the rest. Who'd thought I'd be tracing toes? What'd you do Sunday night? Traced some toes. At least I didn't use a picture of my own foot. Hello. Doing this type of stuff is usually kind of like, it's not organic modeling, you know, like flowing line stuff, but it's closer. And it's definitely not the type of modeling that I really enjoy the most, but sometimes you do run across those instances that need it. Oh, and his video is in here. This is his fault. You can blame him for this. Ooh. Wait, I scaled this thing to 13 millimeters. Why is that 4 millimeters thick? That's weird. We can scale this whole thing because that is obviously not right. I'm just going to do a line. Yeah, that is 13. I guess we would do, I'm just off. So we'll just make this thing 1.6 millimeters. There we go. And then we're going to do an, oh wait, I was going to do, before I do that, since I didn't like go through and make proper tangents and things like that to my sketches, I can, any of these lines that will actually highlight, I can tell are not going to be. So if you just put a little fillet on them, it will automatically make things tangent at both sides, get rid of any hard edges. The benefit will be that we can then offset as a chain, which I'll show you what I mean in a minute. And that'll get it. Whoop, too much. Little one is all we're going to get, but it'll still get the job done. When's the 10.3 non-portal coming out? I think all you're going to see is all you're going to see is a conversion kit. I don't think we're actually going to see a whole kit, but I think that you're going to see that very soon. Negative 0.4, something like that. I still have to go back and read what your guys' suggestions were on what we should actually be working on tonight. Right. Negative 0.2. See, now we've got your, well, the foot part. We have to make the mount, but that's very easy. (10.3) axle stands. I don't like doing vehicle specific stuff. Can't you just use regular axle stand? I guess that there might be a height issue or something like that. These are going to be a little tough because we can only do 0.4 millimeter width. Otherwise, your extruder will not be thin enough. There we go. 0.2. Footy gas pedal. Quick mount, and we're going to call this thing done. Let's do line. Needs to be laying down a little bit, but not too much. There. What's that angle? 60. Perfect. We're going to go two symmetric per side. We do, what is 3 per side? Nope. All right. We're going to put a pad on the back for a little bit more mountability. And this thing is done, other than cleaning up this bottom corner. Didn't really need to make that sketch. I could have just grabbed it and extrude. There, done. Footy gas pedal. Ridiculous. Oh, it's backwards. Here, we'll do mirror, select the body, that body, select the mirror plane. Actually, I'll just do You could also just mirror it when you're 3D printing it, but oops. Oh, why did those? Hold, please. I found an error in my ways. That should have been a join. All right. What? Sorry. Mm, okay. Now that annoyed me. So we finished. You get a non-mirrored. Like I said, you could have just mirrored it in your slicing software, but done. Okay, I'm reading comments now. A scale pool table with cues. I kind of like that. Um, still need to mirror. Oh, here we go. I'm going screwing to the top. It's a European foot. Fancy. Big toe right. I'd like to find a Krager shoot gas pedal. I don't know what that. Oh, I think I've seen those old school. How's a Gladiator? I'm loving it. Look at Mike J talking about things from the past. Um, how can we get a crop for video? Referring to, of course, Matt's live streams. There's that. Oh, sorry. Why a foot? Because it's a long, but Video 22, also same on Instagram, makes some funny Instagram posts, and that's why. Who knows? So, but the thing we're going to do next is going to be not a gas pedal foot, and instead we're going to do a something you guys have suggested, and I'm going to find. How about a 4-slot gun rack with gun? We can't say those words on YouTube. I will get demonetized. I like the scale pool table. We did the what was that? What was the one we did before? Skee ball machine. I kind of like a pool table though. I think I could make that function as well. Pool table and beer. I'm game. I'm kind of liking this so far. Uh, don't try to church it up. 3D printed 2-post lift. I think that I'd worried that someone would actually try and use it and not understand that 3D printed lift is just not going to work for it. Okay, I I like the foosball table would be fun to make. That would be fun, but a little bit harder because to try and 3D print those rods. Let's do a pool table because I think that's a fun idea. I need to look up uh, bar table pool size. I don't want to do the full. Um, 7-foot table is what most are familiar with. Um, okay, 7-foot pool table dimensions. There we go. All of the dimensions we need. Oh, this tells us like, oh, here's the perfect photo. So I found this here, which gives us the size of all this, the overall size, then height, everything. See? The internet is awesome. Use a piece of tile for the top. Do an actual slate top table. I like where you're thinking. So let's do a pool table. So let's start somewhere. Let's just start drawing. We're going to start with the actual plane surface. This says it's 198 centimeters, which would make it 198 millimeters. That's, ooh. How big can someone tell me quick, how big can an Ender 3 bed go? Because if it's not 200 millimeters, I want to downsize this a little bit. Or actually, if it's not 220 millimeters is the length. Okay. 220 by 220. Okay. So the full outside dimensions of this are 236. Now, actually, we could downsize that. We could make the corners separate. So let's do that. So we make this an actual 1/10. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So the 198, it'll do. Fantastic. There we go. Now, sorry. Yeah. So we've got that part of it. We're going to do, I think that's technically to the rails, but it's okay. It's not like I'm trying to make this official. I'm just trying to 236, 137. So there's outside. Yeah, 220 by 220 is a printing area. That is the dimension I care about, is actual printing area. I don't the other parts of it, definitely not as much of a concern to me. So we're going to, I got to look at a few things here. I am going to make some construction lines off the corners. These are going to have to be at 45-degree angles, or 135 complementing angle. Hold on, let me find my squares to millimeter conversion chart. So I'm doing that so that I can, let's make sure, what is the size of a pool ball? 57 millimeters. So, okay, we're going to make this for 1/4-inch ball bearings probably, or maybe 6 millimeter. Well, either way, this is 6.35 millimeters, close enough. So we're gonna make these size of a pool ball pocket. I'm just trying to find the dimensions of the openings. See, I even found that. I think it's the same website. They are 4 5/8 of an inch. Okay. Airsoft pellets may be close, and they are colored. I think airsoft pellets are smaller, if I'm not mistaken. 4 5/8 of an inch. Calc 5/8 plus 4 times 25.4, 117. So that would be what, 11.7, 11.8 millimeters. Normally, I'm going to be a little bit larger. So we're going to make these, we're just going to jump to 12.5. It's not too much bigger, but it'll be all right. And then the open, okay. 10. John's Tiny Trucks. I already have about 20 extra quarter-inch ball bearings left from the skee ball machine. John, you did an excellent job with the skee ball print, so I could see. Hopefully, you have complementing garage equipment shortly. I'm doing some sketching so that I can do base. This will give me. I'm not actually making the that, and then make sure it's parallel to that. That. Okay. Yes. 6 millimeters is pretty much quarter. Exactly. That's why I went 6.35. A little bit bigger, but not a big problem. So, and we're going to call that a 20-degree angle because that's pretty close. Okay. So, we're looking, this is, that 10 millimeters is too far. Something like that. Okay. We'll figure it out. There's oops. And just there we go. That's looking a little bit more realistic. Okay. For anyone who's just joining, the purpose of these streams is to pick a useless scale accessory that can be technically 3D printed and waste a bunch of your time and filament by actually doing so. What do you think of that? That is an extra 5 centimeters per, or 5 millimeters per side, technically, with the rail. It's okay. We are going to, what did I call that? 198, right? Yes. So it should actually be 10 millimeters further than that, which would make it 208. That's still technically doable. Now we're going to leave it like this for now for a different reason. I'm going to do a second square with the 208. And I was at 99, right? Or is it 99? So it'd be 109. Is it just going to have pockets or cooled tubes to roll down for the return? I think that we should do the full return. Right? 5.1 centimeters. That's the full. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that the full return is a better idea. That's closer there. And that should be a little bit closer to that one. Okay. Ooh. It might not be closer once I center it. I'm sorry. I keep looking up. I'm looking at this here, which shows me dimensions of where these things are actually supposed to be. It kind of gives me dimensions, but I'd say that we're close enough. Close enough. Airsoft pellets average between 6.01 and 6. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So we are going to, oops. I'm going around and I'm turning these lines back from construction to regular so that I think this is definitely going to be its own little surface so that you can get it printed nice and even. What do we need to do? We go, I'm going to do this as 1/8 inch, 0.125. Sorry, 0.125 inches, which is like 3.1 something. The reason is that if you want to make this a little bit better, possibly, you could technically get some 1/8 inch material of some sort and then make yourself a much flatter, nicer surface, because 1/8 inch is super easy. So, super easy to find anyway. So there's our start. Now I can already tell this is going to be a lot of work, but let's just try and jam through this thing. I'm going to keep my eye on the prize. Right offset. We are going to do so this is, okay. I'm going to hit P for project, grab that line just so that I have a reference point. And we're going to do a rail. Oh, actually, so we know that to have the tip of the rail, D for dimension, we want that around 3.2 millimeters so that it hits around the center point of the ball. And then we're going to continue this. The outside should be 137 millimeters, which we have on this sketch here. I'm going to make from the top there, 5. So looking at this, from there to there was supposed to be 5.1 millimeters. That almost have a profile here. So do symmetric, both sides. We're going to take this all the way to the corner. What was the total dimension of this? 236. So we're going to hit this button to go to the total width. Type in 236. I'm going to make sure that this is on new body. Okay. I'm going to hit the A for appearance menu, and we're going to grab, I don't really, I'm just going to throw green on the top and blue over here for now. That is just so we can tell the difference between things. Josh, help Travis. What is Travis saying? What should I do with the Z offset? Z offset for what? It prints perfectly, but I can take them done and squeeze one hand and they fall apart. I don't know what the full problem is there. Read higher. I can't right now. I don't think I can help one person totally while trying to stay somewhat focused on getting a project done. If you're having 3D printer problems, stuff like that, I would highly suggest just finding a group that is focused around what your printer is. So I'm going to hit P for project. We're going to grab the pocket. I'm going to do something like this. Let's do an offset on that. Negative 2.5, sure. So, oops. We're going to make one more line here. That should just be a construction line. Do a mirror of okay. We're going to make sure it should only be cutting one body, which it is. Okay. Edit. I'm going to grab those as well. Why did that? Ah, that's why. Cancel. I'm making the pocket cutouts on the rails right now. And the rails are going to be 4 separate pieces, and that is because of the overall length. I want to make sure that everything prints properly for your printers. Well, or that it fits on your printers. Oh, we need to make some more cuts still. Edit. We're going to project that on each side. Oh, same thing again. These little extension lines. There we go. Now we're going to make sure that this is only cutting 2, which it is. So these are two separate bodies right now. We'll probably add a little bit of clearance in there later, but for now, actually we could do that right now just to, I'll worry about it later. We don't need to think about all that yet. I'm going to select that. We're going to mirror it about the right body. What happened to the camper? It's one of those projects that as I go further, so for those that don't know, Fusion 360, not the program that I use the most for 3D modeling. So I'm not the best at this program. I can get through it. But so it's you know, one of those things like, and there's things I feel like I did on that camper that I wish I would have done differently, and then it becomes a weird mental block for me, yada yada yada. So, you know, I don't have the best answer for you there, but it is what it is. I've got an idea. It's probably a bad one, but I'm going to take, and I rolled the feature tree back there. I'm going to select this body. I'm going to create a copy by hitting that checkbox. We're going to rotate it. Oh, wait. Cancel. I'm going to do that again. We're going to body. We're going to select it. I'm going to hit the set pivot by clicking that box. We're going to select the origin point. Make sure that create a copy. We're going to rotate. Oops. Before that. After you set the home point, you have to accept the change. Then it's all set up. Create a copy's on. We're going to rotate 90 degrees. And we could do some math here real quick to figure out exactly. It was 208 wide, or sorry, it was 108 wide. So if you, and the other divided by 2, 54. It was 208 long, find that by 2, 104. 104 minus 54 is 50, right? Yeah. So if I move this 50, it should be perfect. And it's not perfect. It's very close. I don't know why that, unless I had my numbers slightly off. What's 49 look like? That's weird. Why is it 49.6? Or huh. I guess it's 49.5, but so I'm a little suspect there, but we'll figure it out. So now we've done that. Now I can roll that forward. The reason I did all that is so I didn't have to recreate a sketch profile and all that kind of stuff. And instead, I'm just going to select a bunch of these elements that we previously drew. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Okay. Sorry, Jim. Select all those and bring those forward. Now, I want to deselect that. I believe that I did a 2.5 millimeter offset there. So I should be able to do 5. Yes. Okay. want to make sure that I've got all those profiles selected. And then we should be able to mirror this object over and create the last. That's weird. We only want, I think that should be body. Yeah, that's body 4. That's the only one we want it to cut. Did I select all of the wrong? I don't really know what happened with my selection there, but what is going on? Sorry, we're redoing that. Hey, Dale C, appreciate it. Someone has a package to pick up. Sorry you get a WTF look, someone laughing if they are the one to give it to you. Well, I am wondering what you mean now. Okay, so now it's getting there. So we got all that. Make sure that it only cuts body 4. Hit OK. Perfect. All right. Josh, just the name on. Oh, okay. Oh, man. So we've got the rails on both sides. Let's mirror that one. New body, hit OK. And thank you again, Dale, for the donation. Appreciate it. So I think we're going to put, we can wait for a fillet. We need to work on the rest of this stuff to make this all somewhat functional. And, all right, we got the we're going to work on the lower part of the base. Pool tables usually have some sort of taper, so we're going to do that. I'm going to try and make, I need to make the rest of it work too. So it can all go down and return into one area. We need to make sure that we have, let's just start on the side plane. So first thing we need to do is let's construction line off that, off the origin anyway. Then let's do another construction line. And we'll just make sure that it's got like 2 degrees of fall to it. That's a decent amount of fall. There are gaps in the corners. Why? We'll make like actual, I need to fix that. We'll make like corner caps to go over that. Oh, crap. Oh, so yes, these were going to work. The reason I didn't do them as one piece is because these would technically be too long. If you did them like straight, like you're going to have to turn them. So I couldn't print the whole border of the whole pool table on an Ender 3. I don't have an Ender 3, but I want, that's like the most popular 3D printer. So I want anybody to be able to print this on a pretty standard one. So you have to take and like turn those slightly, and then we'll have a little decorative cap that goes over it, and everything will just kind of work together. So that's why. And I think, I don't really know, but I think that might be how actual real pool tables are made. Someone has to know pool tables. or has had to assemble one or move one. So I did this here. I'm going to hit P, project, grab that. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to grab this circle and project it, because that is the corner pocket. And that in the far corner, I need to make sure that that will fit. So we need to have at least, say, 7 millimeters there so that it has room for the ball bearing or an airsoft pellet or whatever you want to use to fall down into that. And at that point is the furthest point in the corner. The pay tables have a gutter system under them, so correct design, and all the corners come in a central spot to hold the rolls. Perfect. So mine is probably not accurate. Oh, it won't be accurate, I promise. So let's go to 7. Okay. So we need to make sure that we have this much clearance to go down at least, and then we'll have a we'll come up with a ball return of some sort. That actually could kind of be a fun part of this project, is the odd geometry that this underside will have. I don't know how far we'll get through this. We're an hour in already. It's because we did that footy gas pedal. But did Phoenix come up with the pool table idea? I feel like he did. I feel like it was a good idea. No, not me. It wasn't Phoenix. Who was it? Who came up with the idea? You're right. It was a good idea. Then I thought it was Phoenix. What am I thinking? I feel like I want to kind of get a little bit of a base for this under portion to start. Let's turn that, or oops, convert that from construction. We're going to have we're going to put a little bit of a draft on these, and I just want to kind of define that now. 5 degrees. Whoa, not 54. Yeah, it was. Oh, see? He was just trying to make me tear him down before I complimented him again somehow. So we're going to do, oh, I do need to figure out this. The total height of these is normally between 74 and 79 centimeters, so millimeters. That shows, that's to the plane surface. Okay, so that's to here. So, all right, that's what we're working with. We've got some room. Now, the other thing I have to consider is that, again, we can't print this all in one piece because Ender 3. Now, what we may have to do is I may design this, and then we might just have to split the body so that it prints in 2 portions, just because that might be the most reasonable way to get this thing done in some sort of reasonable amount of time. Let's do that. The actual Okay. I'm going to, yeah, I'm fine with this. I'm gonna hit finish sketch for now. I'm just gonna try and, no, I'm not gonna hit finish sketch because I don't have enough. Um, oh, I think that, I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna make a new line. I want this to be inset by 1 millimeter on the edge, just because it'll probably give us a cleaner look when it's all said and done. If you don't try and make things line up right on the edge, you you show a purposeful inset. Then when you construct it and it doesn't exactly line up, you can't tell. Just hide it. Then you don't have to worry. Why is that profile not closed? Enough there. Sorry, I can't. I'm not finding my the break in my profile. That's obviously closed. I know I've got it. Must be right here, right? No. Oh, what is going on? I don't know. That's annoying, but we're gonna just have to start over. You can always do it faster the second time, but it's still annoying. And we can already tell our our profile is closed now, but one. I'm just creating that outside shape first, and then we'll go back to the, we'll add the ramp underneath. Use pipes for simplicity. Like try and do pipes everywhere, and then, I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but I would have more concerns with actual, like, you would either have to print the whole thing, or I don't know. Like I could see that being more of a pain for actually how it would finish going together. It's not, by no means is it a terrible idea, but, and man, I just feel like that would take a lot of printing. So we got there, we're gonna go down. Let's go down 8. And we had a 2%. downward angle before, correct? Yes. Let's do a total of 30 millimeter on that. So can we click that? And that is 68.5. So we're going to go 67.5. Make sure this is a new body. We've already done the 1 millimeter. Oops. We did the 1 millimeter offset with the extrusion at that point. So I have not done the draft cut on the side. So I'm just going to do that separately. That was using the project tool everywhere just to grab my line work. This is a simple line to do a 5% cut. Symmetric, both sides. Should only cut one of them. Flat panel TV with an HD logo. So we have this part. Now I do need to, I'm going to do a new sketch, that plane, but I'm going to grab the back side of this pocket. And that is so that I can create a vertical line. Might as well just go all the way down. Doing that just to make sure that we see, it did it again. Make sure those are touching. There we go. So we're going to do a, well, let me, it doesn't, it won't do that. Start the extent distance to object. Yes, to object. That way we need to do this to sides. And that second one, again, to object. And then we select that. Then when the end point, it actually matches that 5-degree taper angle that we put on the sides. So I am not going to do join. We're going to do new body, or I can either do, I can already do a join if I want to turn off basically all the other bodies. Then I can do a join. So we're just creating the cavity underneath to make sure that it all, and this huge block that this thing has, we'll get that cleared out. So we don't have to totally worry about that yet. We'll get there. We have a lot obviously to do on this to make it. And you can see this is only half. This isn't, I'm not going to print it in half like this because it's too long. We'll cut it the width wise so that it can print on an Ender 3 without any issues. Hey, Jeremiah, appreciate it. Josh, most home pool table pockets don't have a ball return. They have pockets in it. Yeah, but like bar style returns, those are cooler. I agree. It would have been much easier just to have the little pockets, but this is more fun and more complicated and something that is totally unnecessary. Who'd have guessed it? So let's do this side. Again, I'm going to grab this profile. Thanks again for the donation, Jeremiah. So we got that. Finish sketch. We're going to do a join extents. We're going to do to object, select the face. And again, we're going to go turn off some features. Okay. So at this point, what we have, is this a quarter machine? Yeah, kind of, other than it won't have like the what a quarter machine's like. When you hit it, all the balls go to a tray, you put the quarter in and then they all come out. So we're going to kind of cheap out on that. Maybe we can do a window in the side so that it has more of the appearance, but we're only going to have a small portion of the functionality. So not as cool for sure, but still somewhat fun. All right. And, it's still going to be functional. So I'm going to, let's see, we're going to do an offset plane. We're going to drag this out. Could have just selected cancel. I'm not going to create that. I'm going to create a sketch plane just on this outside bumper. So I'm going to do let's do a rectangle for now. I'm going to determine the visuals. No, I'm just going to do a project. I'm going to grab that line and that line to show me on the outside where my current, there we go. So a pool table has, well, there's 15 balls in the rack plus the cue ball. Is that correct? But so, I mean, if we did, that's a total of 16, correct? Am I wrong? Is it? Yeah, there's 15, 15 plus, so 16 total. 16 times 0.25, that's 4 inches. So 2 inches this way. That's, God, it would almost fit. It actually does kind of fit. So 2 inches, 2 times 25.4, 50.8. If we go 52, if we do 52, we can fit a full rack, as they say it. We'll do 7 millimeters tall. And I'm going to do it like significantly drop down below the rest of it. Oh yeah, I see I'm lagging. Apologize about that. So we're going to select those. I'm going to cut that. I think cancel. Don't forget sausage fingers. Video, that is also a good point. There's a couple. Let's go to 9 millimeters tall. I'm going to do this in a way that's not, it's not wrong. It's just not, I guess, what I would normally think about doing. So I'm going to make this cut because I'm going to kind of make this little go down, but I'm not going to make a cut here or a join, either one. I'm going to do a new body, and I'll show you why. I'm going to hit OK. But the thing is like the balls wouldn't like fall down to the front side of this. So that new body, I'm going to select the whole thing, and I'm going to just crank it up 5 degrees like that. Maybe we'll move it. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't have to be precise. So we've created that. Then I'm going to do this combine tool up here, but it's kind of, you can actually do it as a cut. You can do the target body, which is the full, then the tool body, which is going to be that one that I just created. We're going to make sure that keep tools is not created or not selected. We're going to hit OK. So then we made a cut with that new solid that we had created. Now, obviously, we don't want those to just shoot off the edge. So we need to create a lip across that. Let's do, before we do that, I actually do want to put some radius on these. Let's do it like 3. Actually, I lied. I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it first. Change the rectangle type. We need to make sure that this is roughly half. Oh, so therefore we might need to make that opening even bigger. We'll make it 3, so it's not quite half. They'll still maybe want to come out a little bit easier. But hopefully they don't come just launching out. So if I made that 3, the ball say is 7, I need it to be at least 10. And I only made it 9. Let's do it 12. Yeah, we still have room. We're still looking okay. So we created that. Now I want to radius these openings to make them look a little nicer. You get a radius, and you get a radius. Everything gets a radius. Let's do 2 millimeters in there and 3 in there. Yeah, we'll work on some inside radii later. Can you make a file for Crocs? Crocs? Somebody suggested that before. They're not easy. We're already 1 sparkling water down. So we so far have the tabletop, the pocket area. We haven't made corner caps yet, but we've made the underside that when a ball falls down from any point should make it to one of these pockets. We're going to add a radius in there, making sure it doesn't interfere with that one. But I want to make, the reason I did that is to try and make sure it doesn't catching that corner. It still could. Maybe we'll address that. Oh, we could just do, if we add, yeah, there we go. 4mm radius there. Should still keep us safe up that way. Yes, it does. Okay. Thank you, Windows Defender. Okay. So should have a less chance of getting stuck. Appearance window. Where's a brown? How do we select a? That's kind of brown. Done. That's a terrible color. Ugh. Nope. Can I unassign and delete? Edit. Done. There we go. It's not very wood-like. How about fuzzy dye? Are you gonna buy C and Dooley? Likely not. I don't think I have any interest in owning one of those really. So we've got this, and we can probably, I don't need to mirror this yet. And somehow someone will always knock a ball at the table and gouge it up. So one thing that we do need to do is we have to attach this still. So, and I'm going to need, okay, let's split the body. Creates a new body by dividing selected bodies. I'm going to just do that. And I think that body to splitting tool, we're just going to use the plane because that's going to, so that split our base into two pieces. Now we have a back half and a front half. That will allow us to print this more easily, but the reason I wanted to do that now is because, like I said, we need to CA glue no screws. Man, I like screws. I know what you mean though, like you could easily get away with just some glue. It's not that big of a deal. The if I hide that top sketch, like the surface on the top is reasonable. Maybe just for the top or for those things. Oh, the other thing is that currently this top is just hanging out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing really holding it in place. We do need to be able to kind of locate these items, I think, to make this a little bit better of a design. So I know I had talked about making this so that you could build it out of I'm going to do, let's see. If I'm going to do I'm going to put some pegs or some mounting, I don't know how you want to call it. I'm going to do that. I can mirror. Got the title spot on tonight. What does that mean? Got the title spot on tonight. What do you mean, Tony? I'm going to Must have stock in a screw company. Shoe goo or C8, yeah. We'll make it like that. I'll make it so we don't have to so you don't have to glue things, or don't have to screw, at least from the top at this point. But I want to do some items to kind of locate everything to support this. So because if you don't do that, we're not going to have any probably need to even add one in the center to keep this thing from drooping. Trying to think. Well, one in the center. We could probably be, select that, mirrored around. That one might not total. We can maybe make something come off the top up there to grab those. So I'm gonna delete these. My concern with all of this is I want to make sure that you don't have a tabletop where you just press and it all just kind of folds in or anything like that. I don't like any of this though. I'm gonna delete this sketch. What we're gonna do instead is I'm going to modify these rails to give you a surface. And then maybe we can just do, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So modify, select that. I'm going to project the full surface, grab some line work. And since we have all of this done in multiple parts, you're going to be able to kind of clip the outside rails on. Everything should be much better supported. We'll do like 4 millimeters. That's a lot. That should be great. Nothing worse than Ken putting Barbie on the pool table and it falls in. I approve. I approve of your inappropriate and crude humor. We should have a beer. Three down. I'm going to leave it as a join. I'm going to turn off body 1. Then it won't join to that. Okay. So now you can see that groove that this thing has. It'll clip over, slide over the actual, oh shit, I still need to fix that. That was when we did that part. Okay. Fixed it. But so there we go. Sorry, former bar owner. These were things we dealt with nightly. All right. So now we need to modify one of these, and then we can mirror that around as well. I think that was the one we just figured we... Doesn't really matter, but whatever. We can just do it once and I can use it for both, but project the base, L for line. No. Make sure that that's collinear. What do we do? 3 millimeters? I think. We do 3 or 4. That looks like 4. Inspect. 5. Wow, I was super close. 5. Finish sketch. We had 3 millimeters downward though, I'm pretty sure. I can check that. Oh yeah, I can see right there. 'Tis the same. Join. Making sense? Do we have anybody still watching this, or is it yeah, we're okay. I get it. This may not be the most entertaining one ever. But all right. So that body, actually on that one, since I already mirrored one side, I'm just going to do new body, and then I'm going to mirror that body over. Hit OK. And then I'll just join them the old-fashioned way. Target, top, tool, bottom, join, hit OK. And repeat. So we have that. Technically now, I think we've got all the rails we need, but or the rail details, but we'll see. The top, I still feel like probably needs a little bit of support. Steady decline after we finish the pedal. So if we put a support in the middle, which I think is fine to do, do that. And if we put a point to the uphill side, you know, then we minimize the chance of pool ball ever getting stuck behind it. These are the things that we should really be worrying about. Right. Join. We're going to do new body. And then I'm going to do to object again. Oh, we should save. We haven't saved in a while. We haven't saved ever. So that'll just be a center point. We can do I think we have plenty of room to still do a 6mm radius. If this proves to be an issue, I could do some like more like ribbing on the top side of it, especially since we have clearance, especially on the side here where we have even more. But for now, I think we're just gonna. You can use a scale shock oil changing stand. Boom, pool stick stand. Hey, and we already did a shock oil changing stand. See, already done. And so we have that. We can. We're going to use the bottom here, and I'm going to do 10mm. If we do I'm going to do we're going to make this, we're going to put actually one screw in this portion, but for a reason. .25mm screw goes in plenty far and doesn't interfere. Okay, that's good. But I'm going to actually have it so that these two, it'll actually lock all three things together. So we'll start with one side, and I'm going to do, that's fine. Oh, edit sketch. We need to put the inner circle on there. We're going to do that at 3.5, so it'll be a pass through. Now, this portion, I'm going to do this one as the further up. So we're going to do extents to object, select that. But then we're going to do we're going to start offset. And we're going to offset it by, say, 6. Oh, oops. That's the wrong offset. 6. So 6, not quite enough. We'll go 8. 8, and then we're not going to do this as a join. We're going to do this as a new body. Hit OK. I'm going to do this whole thing again. I'm just going to project to grab that face, though. That. Select down, select this face. New body. OK. So now we've got those three things. I'm going to select this side and the top, join those. And we're going to select, oh, oops, cancel. Join those two. There we go. Okay. Why will it not? Won't let me select that body. Why not? Isn't that weird? We're just going to do this a different way, I guess. Since it didn't want to work the other way. Whatever. Now, we're gonna mirror that, and it's gonna. What about the other two? I know that this half is just gonna get perfectly mirrored, and nothing will change. It'll be fine. There shouldn't be any real issue with mirroring them. Duplicate, edit. So that's only one screw. That will hold, once these halves are mirrored, that will kind of align those together. I mean, not as much as I would probably like. And I didn't technically add any, like, I feel like I need to add some tolerance around those. Those are things I can do afterwards, though, so that it doesn't have an issue. One thing is you can see that these are interfering by about 3 millimeters since we added that depth. Added the depth there. So what we should do, I'm just going to create that. I'm going to project all of these, finish, and let's do some cutting of those rails, or not the rails, but of the lower base. So it's going to take off the top on that. We don't want to cut any of those. Let's see. Y is, oh. We do want it to cut both of those. Oh, I didn't mirror that. It's okay. So now those are at the proper level. I didn't remember mirroring that. Guess that was a little bit ago. So we've got, I guess we can mirror these other things, and we'll just just to get a thought on this. Select that, mirror plane, right half. We'll do new body. I do not know why it will not let me select this body at all to mirror. Something is up with that. And that's not good because I need to be able to select it. So bizarre. Oh, that's going to be annoying. I'll have to figure out what's going on with it. But so far, we're going to have a pie cutout version of our pool table right there. It doesn't match the other side. Something is up, and I don't know. Never ran into that. It will let me select any other body. Will it give me any I'm just going to create a component from it and see if will it do anything for me. Nope, it won't even let me do that. It's almost like it's not there. See the gap on the side? Yeah, I know this one doesn't match. I just didn't mirror that one. So I didn't mirror the one that we did on the other side. If I did do a, like I can just do that. And then technically this body can go away. Like it doesn't matter. But this one is the problem. Why it won't let me mirror that body. Oh, let me do it if I select that. Bizarre. I had to select it out of the side and then it won't let me. Wow. I've never ran into that kind of oddity. So, technically now we have a pool table that if a bearing or ball or whatever you want to call it rolls down or falls in, it will roll to the other end. We're going to clean up this a little bit. Since these edges are protruding slightly unnaturally. Okay, that's all of them. Yeah, something like that will be fine. We'll do the same over here. All right. Good deal. Legs and corner cap. Yep, those are the things we need there. I'm just trying to make sure, like, if you have these two pieces, they key together in the center, they actually won't rotate. So those should stay okay. They shouldn't fold down on each other, especially with the top. The top will have to glue in. So, I mean, what you'll create this first. You'll put all of those things together. We need to put the corners on. And then you'll put those two things together. One screw will hold them in. So I think basically we'll message deleted by the Google moderator team. What was something? I've never seen that message before. Somebody, whatever Phoenix said, the Google moderator team deleted it. Josh, are you for hire? For what? So I think the legs is what will never see me either. Go or Phoenix. We're going to do a sketch on the bottom. Here's how I want to make this stuff lock in better. I'm going to do a undo that. I'm going to do 15 inset 15. That. -6. Yes, caps are the other thing. But I want to, we're going to go up 5, clear everything. It will, but that's a lot. -4. So I'm going to make a cut like this into it. And then our legs and the framework, we're going to have it kind of fit into it. And then it'll all like really lock together well. Oh, one thing. Let's do an inspect. I'm going to measure what that is. 198 from edge to edge. Therefore, we should be able to print the whole base on its own, which will for an Ender 3. Perfect. That's what we're gonna do. I'm going to project both those surfaces. We're going to inset them in by -0.25. -0.25. That gives us 1/2 of a millimeter. We're going to connect those. Oh, I needed to double check some total distances. New body. I think that was 30, and we had like 78 millimeters total is what we took the bot. So that leaves me 48 millimeters. We'll go 46. Hit OK. It's supposed to be 78 millimeters from the bottom to the plane surface. I'm at 75 and change, which I think we're supposed to be 74 to 78. So we're right in range. Done. Done and doner. So I'm not doing just a simple base like that, but that gets us started. We can do a we'll do something like that. 32, sure. Do a, yeah. Add adjustment screws so it can be level on any surface. Oh, not a bad idea. We can add some, we'll do exactly that. It's a good thought. Now I got to remember all of the dimensions I made up for this. I think that was 20. I think it was 30 tall. Yeah. And I believe that this was a 15. Oops. Sketch, and you needed to mirror these things about that. $3mm screws for adjusting. Yeah, exactly. And the height of the screw head will actually keep us still within range, even though we can countersink it a little bit. So we're going to do a just do it tangent to that. Equal. Let's take them up. Actually, let's modify that. Let's just go. No, that's fine. Even if we print these upside down, which would be my idea, I can fillet that in and we don't have to worry about it. Flathead screws for proper look. I need, it's okay. This will be a 2.5 millimeter. .5. And we'll just take that down. We're just going to go down -8. We don't need to go all the way. And then if you would like, you can put a countersunk screw in it. For me, I'm going to go ahead and put a 1.7 millimeter counter bore in there so that you can almost bury a countersunk screw if needed. Now we're going to do a mirror. We're going to go to features, and we're going to select the last 3 features that we did. Mirror those about that and hit OK. And they're all over there now. So we need the caps so that we can get all of these things assembled together. But like I said, the reason that I did this base this way is because it'll actually seat into the bottom. So you'll kind of get everything together, and it should add yourself some shoe goo and things. We need to add some radius and clean some things up. It'll add some fancy. All right, let's do top here. We're going to P for project, grab those surfaces. Let's offset. I'm going to turn the chain function off. Let's go 2 millimeters out on the back. Same here. .5 millimeter radius works. And of course, lost our. So I need to look at a pool table image. I just need to see kind of the shape of some of these corners. Okay, it looks like some of the ones I remember are pretty much perpendicular in the corners. Okay. 3 millimeter. Millimeter there. That, and we need to complete the circle. Let's go up 1, new body. I'm going to make a kind of a spacer here to keep things in alignment. We're going to select those two. I'm going to offset them just slightly. Like we're going to do point a half of a millimeter still. I know that's kind of standard for a fit, but it should keep things accurate enough to keep us honest. Let's see how that lines up with. Okay, that'll be fine there. We're going to make sure that we have the full bottom. We're just going to go down a certain distance. He's gone in the zone. I miss doing Catherine. Yes, a little bit. So that is kind of just a, it fills in the backside of the pocket, like you can see there. There'll be a little gap, but at this size, it won't be too bad. That, and then we're just going to fill around the outside. And we could technically do that on this sketch, but we'll break it up. Now I did that as a new body. I need to join those back together. I'm gonna grab those profiles, and then I'm going to turn off the bottom. So now I can see a little bit better. Half a millimeter of offset just to make sure that stuff still fits. Oops, that needed to be negative 0.5, or already was negative. There we go. All right, finish, grab that. So we got some caps there. These are going to be a little bit thin, but we could actually, if we put a radius on those of 2 millimeters, what if we do 3? Yeah. If we do a 3 millimeter radius there, then we can add some on this one too. Do corresponding 3 and an outer 4. Ah, that looks better. Way better. I'm way happier with that. I like it. Recently put together some of the other prints. We'll post it. If you put them on Instagram and you put them in your stories and you actually tag me in your stories, they'll pop up and then I'll reshare them. So that worked out well. Oh, let's see. That could be better. That is not properly defined, but new join. I'm sure that could be improved upon. Hopefully there's not any dead spots in that, but it'll be all right if it is. Let's see, I did a 3mm radius. I don't have to do these all separately, but see, the radius just makes things look so much better. Let's do a mirror on some of this stuff. Bodies, select that, select. Now you'll be able to get that all assembled. Can't wait to print this for a few days. Yeah, probably gonna. What I need to do is take some heft out of this base because there is a lot there. That is, let's see, especially on this side. But I can do that off of the, here. We're 2 hours in on this thing already. I don't know how long you guys want to look at me drawing up a pool table, but actually I think we pretty much did it. I missed the part you decided the ball size, what can be used. So I designed it around anything like a 1/4 inch. So a 1/4 inch ball bearing, or someone was saying airsoft pellets you can get in that 6mm range, which might work out just fine. And let's say you do use a 1/4 inch ball bearing. 6.35mm is a 1/4 of an inch. Let's see. There's is there 4 rows? Is that correct? Equal size. I'm just going to, so if you put those together, what's the length of that line? It should tell me, what is it? I just want to know. I guess I can just hit dimension. 19.05. So I guess I could have just done it this way anyway, but we'll make all of those equal. And since they're equal, it will make that a proper triangle. Now we can do I'll do a small offset, 0.5. Right, almost. Obviously, the rack is necessary, but definitely not necessary. You guys definitely could have handled that. We need to do that as 1.2 millimeters wide. Oops. 1.2. All right, we're almost there. We almost have your rack. think that that's weird. Okay, hold on just a second. This sketch is busy, otherwise I would mirror the sketch, but instead I'm just going to do this and mirror the body. So go up 4 millimeters, new body, and then mirror that. Oh, 5 rows? 2 plus 2 equal. Okay. Back to the sketch. Here's the good news. I can delete that, stretch. Okay, fix that point. Stretch that. See? Here's where geometry helps. I mean, it would have if my math skills were better, I would have just done the math right the first time, but there. Now we did. So, now you have your rack. I'm pretty sure that that's pretty much functional. Pretty much a done deal. The only thing I'm going to do is tidy up some stuff. If you didn't know, you can double click on the name of the bodies and name them. It will also help when, you know, especially when you get a lot of things that you want to keep track of. Because I want to try and turn some things off now, and all credit, he's in the zone. Left rail. Hey, we even put the rack next to the side where the ball return is. Base with open. There's a body that, can I isolate it? Does this have an isolate? I think I might have deleted that. I don't remember. Front rail. And top. So I'm going to, the things that I want to do is I want to turn off the rails and all that, caps, and I'm going to go through and just clean up the, I want to add, you know, some radii here, try and get rid of like actual nasty kind of hard points. 5 mil, that looks pretty good. That helps with that appearance. This thing I would probably print in this orientation from the bottom up. I think that will work okay. I don't see anything really getting stuck in the bottom, so I don't know that I need to worry. Anything that kind of comes in should kind of have some momentum and floating rack. Ooh, amazing. I don't want to add a radius there just because I want it to print as cleanly as possible. Oh, one thing I do, if we do we're going to add a 5 mil radius up here. I'm going to do the inside as well, but I need to make sure that I make the corresponding modifications to the base. I'm going to do well, that should actually be like 4.5, but we're just going to do 5. Since I offset it at 1/2 millimeter all the way around, but those outside corners, we're going to just go a little short. We'll do like a 4 millimeter. So it leaves us a little bit of room there. And I said I'm not going to do radius. I'm going to do a small chamfer around all of this. Those still print pretty well and gets rid of a hard edge. And if you have any of like that elephant foot, it helps hide that. So, okay. Turn the legs back on. Oh, let's get rid of those internal. How's that look? That looks better, right? I like that. Everything flows a little bit better. Oh, we don't have an HD on here anywhere, do we? Where am I going to put that? Put it on the caps. Might be too small. What if I do a insert text HD at like 5 millimeters impact, something like that. Rotate it. Okay, let's yeah, okay. If I do 10, get rid of one space, finish. Put HD on the head of the rail. What's the head of the? I don't know what the head of the rail is. Not gonna lie. We're gonna do 0.4 millimeters. It kind of looks like hood though. It's fine. I'm not picky. I'll probably just put it on 1. Then you have the option to not. Each letter on opposite sides. Never mind you're doing it. Oh, hey. So, we got rid of those corners. The only thing, if I yeah, the only thing I wanted to do was come in here and I'm going to put a heavy fillet on that to make everything print a little bit cleaner without any overhang. Like that. Like the old Beach Boy song, Who is Bob, right? I know what you're talking about. And this is totally unnecessary, but I can't help it. I don't like these sharp internal corners. It just makes your printer run smoother. You got everything flowing as much as possible. Flowing lines. It's better than the sharp. Heavy vignette. Yeah. We drew a possibly functioning pool table. Possibly functioning, likely printable, big mouth pool table. Technically, all of the balls and the cue ball. Happy little clouds. And yeah, there you go. I only put one screw in this whole thing. Doesn't seem like enough. Probably needs more somewhere, but I think that, and like I said, what I should do is try and carve out a bit of the bottom, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to do it now. Any of you guys who are done with the stream at this point, again, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. All of you, actually. I greatly appreciate it. I have a lot of fun doing these. And honestly, I don't think that I would draw pool tables on my own if it weren't for all of you guys hanging out with me. But for those of you who would like to, stay a little bit longer, I'm going to try and make this slightly easier to print. And let's see, we're gonna cut that. Oops. I'm just gonna do some kind of rudimentary. No, that's fine. So I'm going to turn off the top. I need to turn off a bunch of this stuff. Front rail, left rail, legs they can go away, doesn't matter. So I'm going to do, again, instead of distance, we're going to go to object. We're going to select that face. So, but I don't want to cut all the way through. I'm going to use this offset down here, and we're just going to do like a 2mm offset, -2. That'll leave 2mm of material from where we just showed. And we'll hit OK. Now, the only thing is that I left 10mm of material around it. That seems like way too much. I could probably get away with 6. That's weird. So that carves out a lot of that material. But guess what? I'm still gonna put fillets in there. Even though that adds some back, it's sure gonna look better. Let's go 5. Yeah. There's that. And now, since I would print this from the bottom up, chamfer, since this is at an angle, I don't know that I want to do it chamfer because it's going to have a bunch of these like hanging surfaces. I'm going to skip it. Phoenix is out of here. Good night. Thanks for hanging around, Phoenix. Glad I found your channel. Love the updates in CAD work. I used to be a CAD operator many moons ago. I miss designing stuff. Your stream gives me a little bit back to me. Hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. All right. Let's, even though this side isn't nearly as, well, actually, no, this side is heavier. I did the opposite. We're going to get even more benefit. We're going to do a -6, bring it to the inside. Can't remember what I did, so we're just gonna do a concentric or a equal radii. Then do a cut. Distance to object, select that face, do a -2. So it brings it down and hit OK. And now we just need to, yeah, we cut a lot of material out of that. Pool table was definitely going to have a lot more infill than was needed. Still not going to be a quick print. Not going to lie to you there. This is the stream for true fans. Agree. 1/10 scale garage pool table. This is way better than anything on TV. Well, you know, I thank you for humoring me. So we cut a significant chunk out of that. You know, we still have a big distance around the outside, but part of that is where we inset the legs to make sure that you could print it, and being able to print the whole bottom at one shot, I think, is important. So I'm excited to see if anybody actually prints this thing. Is this seam going to be an issue? I hope not. I don't think so. I think it'll be fine. Granted, I have it in 2 different colors now. And that, I think that's what's kind of making it seem a little bit more, but it'll be reasonable. But I never do this. I've never put my full I'll put it on one side so you guys can turn that side to the wall if you don't want to show it. -0.2. There's that. Put some flames on both sides of the Harley. Then I'd have to try and draw flames. I don't know how to do that. Would be tough. One thing I am gonna do, try and put a there we go. You can turn it away if you don't like it. And yeah, there we go. Should be a little bit lighter. Still not going to be a short print. This top, I would print face down. Get your nice surface on that. So anybody who isn't, yeah, pool cues are your responsibility. Exactly. Go buy some chopsticks. I think chopsticks might actually work. Cut some chopsticks to the right length, put some black paint, pff, done. Yeah. Add the crown. I don't know. I haven't drawn the crown. I should really bring that in. And hey, Chibs. Good seeing you, Kevin. It was nice when you pop in. I think that does it. I can't think of anything else functional or anything else that's needed. That's pretty much all we have. I like the blue felt on the table, but that's me. You know what? I agree. Blue felt tables are nice. Yeah, a rack holder. Oh, the slot for the rack. Do we have? Could I do that? Hmm. Hmm. Again, this is unnecessary, but I like that. If I do, I think we did it as a 4mm rack. Back to those parts you drew up for it, Joe. Back to those parts. You up for it, Joe? I didn't see your comment. BPCS hobbies. You'll have to message me. Sometimes I start staring at this this CAD stuff and I miss all of the comments. 36mm is what it's needed to fit. So let's do 38. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work yet. Because I don't know like if I have the room on the inside to support it. So technically, I think we could I'm thinking that I could just make this little shelf like this that goes forward. Does that go right over top? Huh. I wouldn't have thunk that. Wouldn't have thunk it. That's how you should talk. What do we say? 26, 28, 2. This is very unnecessary. So I'm going to profile distance to object. Select that. So now I can put a, whoops, we're going to do a chamfer, not a $16. That works. But the reason I did all that was so that I could just do offset negative 2.5. But now the rack, you'll be able to slide in. Boom. So the rack will just slide in from the back there, and it will have a stop. The balls will technically have to go around that, but they should all work just fine. We can do a quick section analysis. Should kind of show us. That's our center support. You can see that the bearings, balls, whatever you want to call it, will be able to go around it. Same here. This will go around. This area, probably going to have some support material in there. Maybe not. You might be able to bridge that. Kind of depend on how well your printer's set up, but I don't expect too many issues. Josh, what are you running in your PC, if you don't mind me asking? You mean for like actual equipment? My streaming PC is just Ryzen 5 2600. It's 16 gig of memory, EVGA 2060 KO graphics card, M.2 SSD, runs everything. I don't have a lot of storage in this one. My editing PC is my bigger PC, but this thing's built for streaming, and then a little bit of CAD works just fine. So it's not an overbuilt PC. It's got a Noctua air cooler on it. And that's it. Nothing crazy. Hard corners. I can't do it. I don't know why that side looks different than that side, but at this point in the print, we've kind of run to what you get, what you're going to get. Like Chris said, Hatchbox is also one of my favorites. It's pretty much what I run for just about all my prints. Now, if I wanted to I'm going to get rid of that right for a second. Technically, to make this thing print a little nicer, we could remove that. And it'd span from there to there, but then you get rid of a lot of that bridging. I should have cut that a little bit better, but it'll be fine. Let's put a little radius there to make you catch it. There you go. Does it fit? Boom. Look at that. Fits right in there like it was made for it. Hey Josh, how do you like the Ryzen chipset? I really like the Ryzen chips. I run it in both my oh, that's not right, is it? What did I do there? I need to go back and fix that. I run Ryzen in my editing PC and this one. So it's definitely my preference. There, we fixed it. That looks better. Still fits great. Turn the racks in there. We're done. Calling this a night. We built a functioning pool table. I'm going to clean up a few little things and then I'll get this uploaded to Thingiverse. So anybody who's interested in printing this themselves, you can find it on Thingiverse probably in the next hour, maybe a little bit less. If you want to try and get things printing tonight, go for it. Again, if you printed any of the things previously and you put them in your Instagram story and tag me in the story, I'll repost them. So good stuff. That's it. Again, thanks for joining us and see you next time.